My plan today is to go for a long ride. You may have noticed I'm huffing and puffing already on this slight incline. I'm riding without assist. It's going to be a combination ride, so I really want to push the distance. So I will be riding without assistance where I can, and then once I head for home, then I'll have heaps of battery and I can then have an absolute blast. So in preparation, I put just under 40 psi in the back tyre. I don't expect to have too much sand, even though I haven't ridden some of these areas for a few years. They shouldn't be chewed out too badly. And I also checked the ride control app just to see if there are updates. I basically only turn it on to check for updates now that I've got everything set how I want it. So what I did notice is I've 3,600 and about 5 kilometers when I checked. 20 charges of the battery. And as mentioned previously, the battery health, and that's not the percentage of charge, that's the battery health, it dropped from 100% to 99 fairly early. It is still at 99%, the battery health, so that's okay. Now, while I have your attention, so on the GPS, I've just swiped down, I tap sensors, I tap bike, I tap sensor details, I go to e-bike details. So it's now telling me I have 3,609 kilometers, so that does agree. However, the charge cycles, this information has always been ahead of the ride control app, and in the early days the ride control app was always accurate because I knew how many times I had charged it. So this is showing 25. Last time I checked it was only 4 cycles ahead, it's now 5 ahead, so I have no idea why it's doing that. Anyway, let's back out of it. And then run that up. So anyway, this is just me on the edge of a highway. I'll let you go till I get into some bush that I haven't filmed. Here we are. We've done 22 kilometers and we've just gone to 95% battery. So that's good. I can hear a car coming behind. So now, the advantage I have, and the reason I will take a chance on this narrow section, one, the crest where that vehicle is now is where we turn off. Two, I do have a bit of grass I can throw myself on if I have to. And 3, I have good vision back to check anything coming. And at the moment there's nothing coming, so I didn't even bother going up the power setting to go fast. And let's be honest folks, most drivers are really good. You get the odd idiot, including the ones who drive close to you at speed and then have their idiot mates in the passenger seat shout out the window. Oh. So a good run, no traffic this time, although it is a weekend, so should be less of the heavy traffic running the logs and the wood chips. Anyway, here we go. And no, we won't be going quickly down this hill. It's very loose and has a few little washaways that dramatically change the angle your wheel is going to be at. And for anyone interested, the fire tower I rode to recently is about half a kilometre to my left on the top of this particular ridge. Now this is where it can get very iffy on this. All loose, various angles. You just don't know how it's going to react, or you don't know how your tyres are going to bite. And as usual, every so often you come across domestic rubbish or furniture that people dump. It does frustrate me. Oh, I've forgot to turn assist off. Rightio, we're back to no assist. Said the brave man on the flat ground. Yes. Right. Could have left the power assist on. I'm already up around 27, 29 kilometres, which means I wouldn't be using power. Anyway folks, this is going to be a long ride and I'm hoping to find some really good places to record. So let's save some battery. Here we are. This is Koondoo Creek. Normally it's a lot lower, but we have had rain lately. Beautiful spot. Anyway, let's keep going. Ooh. And as I ride out of here, I will use power. I suspect you'll notice why. And this is a known water point for the forestry, which I assume could be why there's a barrage there. Means they've got water stored that they can use. What they do is they use a lot of the water just for keeping the dust down, but when it gets to a low level they stop using it, and then it's limited only for fighting fires. Anyway, let's go up to Tour. And there is a marker well up this hill showing where the 1992 flood level got to. Just to the left there was the marker, so that's as deep as it was. Small creek, but it does have a massive catchment area over quite a lot of the pine forest. And we're back to no motor. And to be honest, I'm surprised how well the old body's hanging in there. I huffed and puffed like crazy the first half hour, and then the body just seemed to get into the old rhythm of when I used to do a lot of outbound no motor. This is with the previous bike, the E Plus Pro, where I'd go outbound and then turn the motor on mainly for coming home and then have an absolute blast. Whew. This is a main road for the local area, even though it goes through forestry. That's why I'm surprised I haven't seen any cars. people use this to go from inland to the coast, etc. We came from the right, we're going to the left, and the road straight ahead, that goes all the way up to just underneath another fire tower on the hill. So we're plodding along 15 kilometers per hour, downhill. Let's look like a hero. It's all an illusion, folks. And the sign to the left says 13 kilometres from the start of this road, where we branched off another main road that went through the pine forest. I trust you noticed the extra caution there. Once I bounced to the outside of the road, the surface was sloping away from me where I needed to turn. We just crossed a bridge. The road, this is the same road that was really wide back behind us. It's now narrow, less traffic, less maintenance. And yes, I do have the motor assist on, and I'm about to go up the tour. So the usual thing, I don't need the speed, I just want the power. And I'll use the cadence so that it's doing a minimum of power draw. Now of course I'm on this side of the road, which means my ears are working overtime listening for traffic. back down to no assist. 91% of the battery left, and we've done 50 kilometres. Yay team! The bike rides quite well on this sort of surface. It's loose. Some areas are super soft. I don't have the motor assist on, and yet I'm still holding around 17 kilometres per hour. Quite relaxing. And as I've mentioned before, I'm riding with just the 3 fingers on. I can sit up straight. That releases the pressures on the neck and the back. Surprising how much control I have just with those 3 fingers. The middle one has control to pull back, as you just saw, and the outer 2 are positioned to push forward if I need to steer. So it works a treat. Anyway, save the camera again. Now that would be one happy stallion. They don't seem to be overly fussed, but then I'm standing roughly 10, 20, 30, I'll be about 35 metres from them. And finally I get some bird song in the background. Oh, poor camera work. I was watching them and not through the camera. Oh, they're wandering back. Plus I haven't moved. So I'm not scaring them, I'm just a curiosity at the moment, I'd say. The fact that the stallions let some of the younger ones come in front of it is quite interesting. Oh, insects have found me. Gotta stop. Okay, overgrown, speckled light. Oh, I do get to choose left or right. I think right. Because to the left we get to the edge of the forest sooner or later, and then you get the private properties. Oh. Anyway, I better save a bit of camera just in case. I know you can't see it, but that's where the sound is coming from. Oh, anyway, pan down, pan down. Let's go wide. Here we go. This is a no passing, no overtaking bridge. Apparently people tried to pass, so they closed off one side. Anyway, here we are. We have, as I start to read, we have 103 kilometres already done. I got to 89 kilometres outbound, stopped at a caravan park, grabbed a cold drink, turned around and heading home. From this point, I'm guessing I've got 65, maybe 70 kilometres. There are a couple of shortcuts I can take that may cut off 5 or so kilometres. Whew. Must admit the knees are starting to feel it already. I've been riding, oh hang on, so let's have a quick look. So we've done 103 with 590 total ascent, 70% of the battery left, so that's not too shabby. Our moving average is 17. I'm quite happy with that for the circumstances, considering most of this has been on dirt. And that is the direction we're going. And I did pop the temperature up here a moment ago, and it's telling me it's 39 degrees Celsius, but there's no way in the world it's that. I find that reads high for some reason, although I dare say it's about 35, and any breeze I'm pulling at the moment is a headwind. What can I say? It's a breeze. Anyway, back to work. GoPro has about 6% of battery left, so that's not going to last long. That road to the right goes down to the creek where we were earlier, which means to my left, up that side of the hill, is the fire tower. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I've had 15 kilometres of mindless pedalling. I'm now starting to feel a little bit better. Knees are feeling a bit tired, but hey, that's old age. I've been riding a bit with the tour level and then dropping back to save on the downhills. And considering this is a main transit dirt road through the pine forest, I have not seen any traffic yet, which is good because it means I don't get to swallow dust. I just let the camera run out till the right light goes on. So we've covered 120 kilometres, 730 total ascent, moving average around 17. And we've got 56% of battery left. And we'll go left here, that'll be one of the shortcuts I can take. Time for a quick wrap up. I'm about 5k's from home, give or take. We have 158 kilometres done, just under 1100 metres total ascent. The moving average is 17, 15% of the E battery left, and the average cadence 63, max cadence 124. Oh, good ride, tiring. My knees started to get a bit of pain in the front of the kneecap for a while, but then that sort of either came good or got numb. I assume that was just garbage camera work because I wasn't watching. Oh dear, I am tired. Anyway, reason I've stopped here, this is the back of the community hall, and as you can see by the length of the shadow, this time of day it's a good time to stop by and fill up my water bottle. And I should mention that for this ride I only used one bottle, so just under 750 ml of water, plus I had that cold drink out at the turnaround point. So that roughly a litre of fluid for 160 kilometres, so that's fairly efficient. And as I have mentioned before, I do use circular breathing to assist with my hydration. And while I'm here, you know I can't resist these things. Da da da! Yay, team! That's getting bigger each time I stop by. Although last time I was here, there was one sitting right on top and it just stared at me the whole time. Obviously they don't care about me anymore. Anyway, I've got a hot shower waiting for me, plus I need to service the feet. Catch ya.